Masters division was using a lot of power, and I wanted to see what the juniors had up their sleeve, and it looks like they got some pretty strong sets as well.
Right. I mean, a lot of these players, they probably actually have Masters to help them, and that's one thing that separates really, really good juniors from probably the rest of the juniors, the fact that they can actually play with Masters. You know, that's a different mentality that they're playing with, and a lot more safe, a lot more careful when they make their moves.
All right, guys, it looks like both competitors are choosing their Pokemon here. Let's go over the teams while we got it on screen there. It looks like that is going to be Miranda, I believe, with the Talonflame, Garchomp, Wash Rotom, Goodra, Kangaskhan, and Aegislash. And then from Cory, we have a Moltres, Manectric, Tyranitar, Ferrothorn, Azumarill, and Gallade. Of course, we can't see Cory's team, but that was the Pokemon he's bringing.
Right now we see two really cool Pokemon on Cory's side, Moltres and Gallade. Moltres is probably my favorite legendary bird. I've used it a lot, and I know exactly what it can do. Really one of the only fire types in this game that is so powerful against those steel types.
All right, looks like we're getting into the matchup there, and Miranda sending out a Kangaskhan Wash Rotom lead, and Cory tossing out that Azumarill and Manectric.
Yeah, really good leads right now for Cory. That Manectric, if it doesn't Mega Evolve, it's going to keep its Lightning Rod ability, which prevents Rotom Wash from being able to do much damage to Azumarill. So a really good position right now for Cory. And of course, once he does Mega Evolve, that Manectric will get the Intimidate ability to kind of weaken Kangaskhan. But of course, Kangaskhan really threatening right now with that Fake Out pressure, and you're going to see where that Fake Out goes. And of course, Rotom Wash loves burning other Pokemon, and Azumarill does not enjoy being burned at all.
No, it's not fun. All right, we see the switch on Manectric for Cory there, bringing in the Ferrothorn. I like that call there, especially with the Kangaskhan and the potential Fake Out. Let's see. Oh, you won't go Mega. You won't, Kangaskhan. All right, full Mega from Kang there, bringing out Baby Kang. And we do see the Fake Out. Is it going to be on that Ferrothorn is the question. Nice switch there for Cory. Big play turn one. Going to take some damage from those Iron Barbs. Oh, and a Rocky Helmet as well. Look out. Double damage.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage done back to Kangaskhan in comparison to what it did to that Ferrothorn. So good play, good switch.
All right, what are we going to see? Rotom Thunderbolt, though. Oh, no, onto that Azumarill. Going to do huge damage. Down to 51 HP there. But Azumarill hitting back with a superpower. That might be it for that Mega. Kangaskhan can't hold on.
Yeah, huge knockout right there for Cory to be able to knock out that Mega Kangaskhan. Of course, you know, you only get one Mega each game, and losing that Mega so early on turn one, that is huge.
Yes, that was a big win for Cory there. Let's see who Miranda decides to bring in to maybe check these Pokemon.
Right, interesting to see that Cory did decide to switch out that that Manectric for that Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn, of course, now going to wall most of Rotom's attacks. Thunderbolt and Hydro Pump will not be able to do that much damage to that Ferrothorn at all.
All right, Talonflame, a great call there. I like that Miranda decided to bring in Talonflame.
Yeah, good position right for Miranda. That Talonflame is going to be able to do a massive amount of damage to that Ferrothorn with a possible Flare Blitz. And of course, Rotom will be able to clean up that Azumarill by knocking it out with a Thunderbolt like she did in the previous turn. But at the same time, Talonflame is going to be taking a lot of recoil from that Ferrothorn if it does decide to target it down.
All right, both trainers using up some time to make these moves here.
Cory's going to have to try to find a way to get out of this and possibly switch.
Yeah, great call there. Had to get rid of that Azumarill. Didn't want to take any type of priority attack to it. And Gallade makes its appearance. And the Protect from Rotom. No grass type attacks to him that time. And the Protect as well from Ferrothorn. Nice. The Brave Bird, though, onto Gallade. That's going to do massive damage.
Yeah, Gallade will not enjoy taking that at all.
Ooh, down to 0 HP. Big turn for Miranda there.
Yeah, bold move by Miranda right there, and it definitely paid off. Feeling the Ferrothorn is going to protect itself this turn from the obvious Flare Blitz that might be targeted. So good move right there with Miranda.
All right, we do see Cory bring the Azumarill back in.
So right now that Rotom's still going to exert some pressure on that Azumarill, and that Talonflame is going to be able to do a good amount of damage to that Ferrothorn as well.
Oh, this time we do see another Brave Bird getting that priority with the Gale Wings there. Right onto the Ferrothorn, takes it down to 55 HP, but the Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet's going to do a lot of damage added onto that recoil.
Yeah, you see exactly how much that did, and that brings Talonflame all the way down into the red.
All right, but the Aqua Jet hits back, gets rid of that Talonflame. It's going to go back to Miranda.
Good knockout right there. I don't mind that knockout. Talonflame, really an offensive presence for Miranda.
Oh, looks like Thunderbolt right back onto Azumarill there. Oh, down to 0 HP. Cory loses Azumarill that turn. It's going right back to him.
Yeah.
Oh, but the Power Whip, does it hit? Nice! Rotom down to, oh, in the red. Holding on, and procs the Citrus Berry, going to get 1/4 health back.
Yeah, you see exactly how bulky Rotom can be, and of course, Rotom not really going to enjoy facing off against that Ferrothorn. We're looking to see what exactly Miranda has left to counter that Ferrothorn.
All right, we see the Goodra. Can it have a fire attack is the question. And the Manectric there from Cory.
Pretty good position right now for Miranda, actually. Goodra going to be able to wall Ferrothorn's Power Whips. Not sure if Ferrothorn does have another attack move on it, because Ferrothorn, of course, has many different roles that it can play on a team, and Manectric, of course, a special attacker, but Goodra is so bulky in the special defense stat. So going to be interesting to see what happens right now. Miranda with that Goodra kind of having a momentum in her favor right now.
Definitely. Now we see the Manectric going Mega. It's going to change its ability to Intimidate, actually. However, we did speak about these two Pokemon. They are both typically special attackers, and therefore that Intimidate won't really affect them too much.
Yeah, there's really no point in staying non-Mega right now.
All right, Protect, though, from Manectric there. And Rotom Will-O-Wisp, Manectric protects itself. Goodra Flamethrower, there it is. That might be enough. 55 HP, down to 0. Ferrothorn fainting that turn.
Huge knockout. Now it's only Manectric versus Goodra and Rotom Wash. Going to be an uphill battle right now for Cory. Manectric, of course, not going to be able to do too much damage to that Goodra. Usually does carry the Ice-type hidden power, but at the same time, Goodra is so especially bulky that it might not even do that much damage to it.
Very true. We do see the actual Volt Switch going down on Rotom. Is it enough in Mega Form? No, not quite. Rotom hangs on and hits back. Oh, taking that down to 38 HP. Oh, Manectric avoids the Draco Meteor.
Pretty lucky of Cory to get that avoided, but at the same time, right now, it's still Manectric versus Rotom Wash and Goodra, so going to be a really big uphill battle, so probably Cory might want to start going back to the drawing board.
All right, and we see another Volt Switch. Does get rid of the Rotom, but I don't think it's going to miss twice in a row. There it is, a big Draco Meteor dropping down on Manectric, and I think that should be enough to seal the deal for Game 1.
Yeah, Miranda played that game very well. Cory, this is actually Cory's first loss in the tournament. He is right now 13-1 after 7 rounds Swiss and going through the top cut all the way here. So Cory's first loss, and Cory is now going to have to go back to the drawing board and adjust. Miranda played excellent despite the fact that she lost her Kangaskhan on the first turn. And, you know, losing a Mega first turn, that's a heartbreaker for a lot of players. I know if I lost my Mega on the first turn, I'd probably look down already, but way to pull it back from Miranda. And right now, it's all about how Cory can keep the momentum going for himself going into turn 2 after getting that big knockout of Mega Kangaskhan, if he does get another big momentum shift like that.
Yeah, that was huge for Miranda. I mean, I want to highlight that. Losing your Mega turn 1 is absolutely insane, but it's not always the Pokemon you bring, it's how you play the game.
Right, I mean, the key turn right there was that Talonflame Brave Birding into the Gallade slot, and really that wasn't really a safe play for Cory because Gallade is not the most physically bulky Pokemon. It is pretty bulky in the special defense category, but at the same time, you know, it did not pay off for him to force that switch right there.
All right, looks like both players already knowing what they wanted to do for round 2 here. Let's hear it for these two players as we go into what could be the final match.
Yeah, right now, Miranda just one win away from becoming the U.S. national champion, while Cory Connor trying to fight back and maybe, you know, defend that title and get as much CP as he can for the rest of the season.
All right, looks like Cory switching up the leads there, going with, I believe, Tyranitar and Manectric, and Miranda bringing Kangaskhan Rotom.
Yeah, pretty good leads right now from both sides. Both Megas are out right now. As we saw earlier, Mega Manectric going to be able to fire off and Intimidate onto that Kangaskhan. And of course, Kangaskhan going to be able to exert fake-out pressure onto the field. And of course, Kangaskhan, usually well known for carrying a fighting type attack, whether it be Power Punch or Hammer. I'm not exactly sure which one Miranda is carrying right now. But going to be able to do a lot of damage to that Tyranitar and possibly set it up for a +2 attack boost.
Yeah, it looks like Cory might have noticed that and switched out into the Ferrothorn. Could this be another Iron Barb's Rocky Helmet play? There we go. And the Manectric going Mega, which is going to get that Intimidate ability like we talked about in the last game, and it's actually going to do some work here on that Kangaskhan, dropping its attack by 1 stage. And Kangaskhan going Mega. Never gets old seeing Baby Kang.
I've seen that animation so many times this tournament.
All right, Manectric protecting there. That's always a nice move there with Manectric. I like that. Just go protect, get your stat boosts on your Megas. All right, Rotom protecting as well. Kangaskhan fake out. Oh, again onto the Ferrothorn Cory, so making a very, very nice turn 1 play.
Yeah, Cory, of course, knowing exactly that Ferrothorn is going to do a lot of damage back to the Kangaskhan because of the Iron Barbs and the Rocky Helmet. As you can see there, really only taking 13 damage, while Kangaskhan taking over 50% of damage just by that recoil. Good play right there to protect that Manectric. Didn't really do much for momentum based on what Cory needed to do, but right now that Manectric going to be able to get that speed boost, like you said earlier, and be able to outspeed that Kangaskhan and knock it out possibly. And of course, that Ferrothorn going to be able to threaten that Rotom Wash with a powerful power, as we saw earlier, bring it all the way down to the red, activating that Citrus Berry. So right now, Miranda kind of in a hole in my opinion, and Cory did a great job to keep that momentum going, and let's see how he does keep that momentum going.
Okay, the Volt Switch goes on to the King. Like you said, it outspeeds Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan again returning to Miranda early in the match. And the switch, of course, on Manectric because of the Volt Switch.
Yeah, one of the great things about Volt Switch is you get to see exactly what your opponent's doing. Is your opponent going to make any switch? Should I go to my counter that he decides to switch in? So right now, Cory's going to plan on switching in something to defeat that Rotom with. All
right, we do see the Gallade. The question is, will we see that Talonflame again? The Hydro Pump onto Gallade, though. Oh, man, a lot of damage there. Gallade down to about 50%. And the Avoid by Rotom.
Huge Avoid right there. Really sad to see that Rotom did not get damage this turn. Was able to fire off a free Hydro Pump onto that Gallade slot. So right now, big Avoid right there for Cory.
Uh-oh, it has returned. Talonflame.
There it is, that Talonflame that Gallade will not enjoy facing off so much. We saw earlier that it went down in one Brave Bird, so Talonflame right now exerting a lot of pressure on Gallade, and I really want to see what this Gallade can do.
All right, looks like Ferrothorn protects this turn. The question is, who did Miranda decide to target? The Flare Blitz onto the Ferrothorn into the Protect. Rotom, Gallade avoids the attack. Gallade hits back with Leaf Blade. Huge damage.
Yeah, good damage right there from Cory's side. Cory kind of feeling that Talonflame would target down the Ferrothorn this turn. Definitely read that well. Of course, unfortunate Hydro Pump miss again for Miranda, and Miranda really kind of reading that Gallade not wanting to go down again this turn, possibly predicting Protect. So it protected, or it just went on the offensive this turn and paid off.
All right, looks like the Citrus Berry gets procced for Gallade there. Going to get a little bit of that HP back.
Yeah, right now Talonflame going to try to see who the bigger threat is right now. Possibly that Ferrothorn, because the Ferrothorn walls that Rotom Wash. Of course, that Flare Blitz could also just easily target Gallade and knock it out as well. Going to be a tough decision right now for Miranda. In my opinion, that Ferrothorn is going to be a bigger threat right now on the field because of exactly how much damage it can do to that Rotom Wash, and exactly Rotom Wash cannot touch it back at all. So really, Ferrothorn, in my opinion, is a bigger threat on the field.
Yeah, exactly. You got to assess the threats and get rid of them. So this is going to be a big turn. All right, looks like both players locked in. Ferrothorn comes back to its trainer, Cory, and brings in Tyranitar again, maybe expecting another Flare Blitz here. This could be a great play.
Good switch.
Gallade protects, doesn't want to take a potential Brave Bird. Flare Blitz right onto that Tyranitar. Should be able to eat that up. Nice. Sticks around with 143 HP, and Talonflame taking a little bit of damage from the recoil. Rotom, though, Hydro Pump. Gallade protects itself. Nice switch there from Cory.
Yeah, Tyranitar is probably the go-to Talonflame counter, in my opinion, because it walls both of its same type attack boosted attacks, Brave Bird and Flare Blitz. So good switch right there, and of course Tyranitar right now going to be able to fire off a Rock Slide that Talonflame will not enjoy facing off against at all. Rotom Wash, of course, still going to be able to exert some pressure, though, on both Gallade and Tyranitar. Tyranitar, of course, weak to water, but at the same time, the sand boost that it gets from this special defense Sandstorm. So Tyranitar right now in a pretty good position to do some work.
Yeah, and that's a great call by Miranda, noticing that, and switches out the Talonflame, being afraid of that Rock Slide, of course. And Goodra comes in there again. The big winner from game one.
That big special wall.
All right, Ferrothorn back in there for Cory. Hydro Pump from Rotom, right onto Tyranitar. Oh my gosh, doing a lot of damage, taking it down to 39 HP, but activating the weakness policy.
You see how excited Cory is to see that weakness policy activate that turn.
That was huge. The Rock Slide doing massive damage to Rotom. Goodra down to less than 50 HP. This is insane.
Yeah, that weakness policy definitely paid off right there, boosting Tyranitar's attack by 2 stages, firing off that Rock Slide, knocking out that Rotom, and doing so much damage to Goodra. And at the same time, he also gets into Ferrothorn as well, so good position right now for Cory, actually.
Yeah, it really all comes down to what this Talonflame can do. Goodra's not going to do very well against Tyranitar there, but 39 HP, Talonflame might be able to finish it off.
Yeah, definitely. Tyranitar's actually in range. It's been severely weakened by that Hydro Pump, and right now, Cory just needs to figure out a way to maintain this 4-2 lead or just maintain the momentum that he has going into this turn. Talonflame, of course, going to be able to threaten that Tyranitar, and Goodra possibly carrying a Fire-type attack to threaten that Ferrothorn as well.
All right, Ferrothorn protects. Talonflame uses Brave Bird. It's going to the sky. This is going to be it, I think, for Tyranitar, 39 HP. Oh my gosh, down to 0. It faints, goes back to Cory. He needed that Pokemon.
He did, but at the same time, right now, Talonflame's going to do a lot of damage back to itself because of that recoil, and maybe Talonflame, if it does target down that Ferrothorn next turn, it might actually knock itself out because of the Iron Barb's Rocky Helm and the recoil from Brave Bird as well.
Very true. We do see Cory's Manectric, though, going to intimidate that Talonflame, reduce its attack by 1 stage.
Yeah, and Talonflame with a -1 attack is really not as threatening as, of course, a normal Talonflame. And the attack output of Talonflame is going to be severely reduced, and the damage dealt is not going to be that much. And of course, Manectric itself does threaten that Talonflame with the same type of attack, with the electric attack. It could possibly Volt Switch right now and get some momentum for Cory. But at the same time, right now, Goodra is probably the bigger threat right now because Goodra possibly has Sap Sipper, and Ferrothorn will not enjoy facing off against Sap Sipper Pokemon at all.
All right, the protect from Manectric there. Talonflame, Brave Bird, actually targeting the Ferrothorn here. Interesting. What kind of damage is it going to do to itself? Ferrothorn, Iron Barbs. Oh, and the Rocky Helmet and the recoil. Oh my gosh, Talonflame hangs on. Draco Meteor, Manectric protects itself. Ferrothorn back with a Gyro Ball. Targets the Goodra. Is it enough? No, Goodra hangs on in the red with a sliver of health.
Goodra barely hanging on there, and you saw exactly how much damage that Gyro Ball did. Ferrothorn, of course, a very slow Pokemon, and Goodra is actually a pretty decently speedy Pokemon, so did a good amount of damage, but just not enough.
All right, another Brave Bird from Talonflame. Oh, onto the Ferrothorn again. Oh, not quite enough. Ferrothorn hits back. I think that the Iron Barbs and the Rocky Helmet is going to be enough to drop the Talonflame there. It's going to go back to Miranda.
Goodra versus the world right now.
Goodra. You can do it, Goodra. Hang in there. Oh, there it is. The ice, I believe that was the Ice-type hidden power potentially from Manectric there. And looks like Cory takes it, guys. 1-1.
Cory taking it back 1-1 right now. This is so exciting. Game 3 of the Junior Finals. Winner of this is going to become the Junior Champion. Junior National Champion, sorry. And it's going to be so exciting. Cory looks so excited. Miranda, of course, she has to go back to the drawing board and see how she can change that momentum. Cory, of course, playing so well on turn 1, and that is one of the key turns to play well on. We saw him switch perfectly into the Fake Out so that Ferrothorn will take the Fake Out and do so much damage back to Kangaskhan in comparison to how much Ferrothorn takes itself. So Miranda, I would prefer to see Miranda not try to Fake Out this turn because Cory's actually read where that Fake Out's going to land every single time, and going to have to see how Miranda's going to adjust. Cory this time, though, great job on keeping the momentum going for himself. Switching that Ferrothorn, took that Fake Out, did so much damage back to that Kangaskhan, and got the knockout as well. And Cory just kept it going to position himself in a win condition that was easily fulfilled.
Now, there are a couple Pokemon I don't believe we've seen from either trainer there. We haven't seen the Moltres from Cory. We haven't seen the Aegis Slash, I believe.
Yeah, not really a point in bringing Moltres comparing to Miranda's team. Of course, Moltres probably to face off against other Ferrothorns or even Sun teams because of how well it does against Charizard and Venusaur. So not really a Pokemon that I like to see. And, as you can see right now, Cory's doing pretty well with what he has.
Yeah, it's a very strong team. I think, like you said, the key is protecting that Kangaskhan turn 1.
Oh, definitely. Kangaskhan, probably the best Mega Evolution in the game, and Miranda, as you can see right there, does not decide to lead with it for once.
All right, Miranda bringing the Talonflame and Wash Rotom, and Cory bringing the Manectric as well as Tyranitar setting up that Sandstorm with the Sandstream ability.
Yeah, and Miranda's going to be a bit more careful about firing off that Hydro Pump into Tyranitar because we saw earlier that it has that weakness policy. Miranda probably going to have to try to play around that weakness policy and possibly get a one-hit knockout and it's not giving any boost at all.
I agree with you there. That's going to be a huge weakness policy in this matchup. All right, we see the Mega from Manectric. They're going to intimidate both Pokemon, going to drop that attack by 1 stage on both of them, but really affecting the Talonflame. All right, and a Protect as well from Manectric. Tyranitar as well, so Cory getting a little scout off, potentially.
Yeah, there's no harm in that. Talonflame and Rotom Wash not really being able to set up anything at all that turn. So going to see exactly where those attacks are going to land, and maybe Cory will try to find a way to get around what Miranda's trying to do and try to pick up some more momentum. Although that Manectric now does get a speed boost from that, so I don't mind that. Yeah, interesting to see that she'd be willing to target Tyranitar possibly with that U-turn, because that's not going to do that much damage to Tyranitar at all, and it's just going to activate Weakness Policy and fire off a really powerful attack.
All right, so the withdraw on Talonflame this time brings in the Kangaskhan there. It's a great time to bring it in. Won't take that Intimidate, but the Volt Switch is going to do a lot of damage, down to 50% HP. And Manectric returning to Cory.
And again, like I said earlier, now Cory gets to pick what Pokemon to send to fight against this Kangaskhan.
Yeah, that's huge. That is huge right there. And the Hydro Pump going down onto Ferrothorn. Won't really do too much there. Ferrothorn is really going to deflect that damage. And the Rock Slide from Tyranitar. Uh-oh. Is it going to be enough? Oh, Kangaskhan holds on in the red and gets buffeted from the Sandstorm. Kangaskhan already very, very low.
Yeah, and Kangaskhan has not been able to fire off an attack at all, so Kangaskhan probably going to Mega Evolve and try to see what it can do this turn to kind of give Miranda some momentum. Kangaskhan hasn't really done much at all this entire series, but at the same time, Miranda's shown that she does not need that Kangaskhan to try to move on to victory. And a good switch right there by Cory after the Volt switch, and decided that, you know, Ferrothorn's probably going to be the safest bet to get in. Once Kangaskhan came in, then pretty much anything that Rotom would fire off against that connection would probably be walled by this Ferrothorn.
Yeah. Let's see what's going to happen here. I mean, there's a Protect on Tyranitar, which is scary. If there's a Power-Up Punch, it might just be punching into nothing.
Right. Kangaskhan not going to be on the field much longer. If it does choose to fire off a Power-Up Punch to get those boosts, I mean, Tyranitar's Weakness Policy is going to be activated and give it a pretty strong attack boost as well. So, really tough decision right now from Miranda to see what she does.
All right, Kangaskhan going Mega. Rotom protects. And there it is, the Power-Up Punch. We do see it right onto Tyranitar, doing a ton of damage, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to finish it off, and it activates the Weakness Policy like you mentioned there, Dwee. And of course, one more hit from Kang. Baby Kang, oh, taking it down to 51. Maybe with the crit, but looks like Tyranitar's going to hang on and hit back with an Ice Beam. Nice mixed attacker there. We saw the Rock Slide earlier, and now we see an Ice Beam finishing off Kangaskhan. It's going to go back to Miranda. Big time play for Cory.
Big knockout right there for Cory, and of course you see that Rotom Wash protect from that Power Whip from Ferrothorn. Tyranitar, of course, benefiting from that Weakness Policy both on the attack and special attack side, being able to fire off boosted Ice Beams now. Going to be a very big threat against Miranda's team. Tyranitar really, really strong right now, and that's one of the things I was worried about. If she did decide to fire off that Power-Up Punch, it for sure would not knock out that Tyranitar at all.
All right, we do see the Garchomp for the first time here, really threatened by that Tyranitar with Ice Beam, but hopefully Garchomp has been trained in enough speed to get rid of it first.
Yeah, most likely Garchomp's been trained to outspeed it and probably be able to fire off a pretty strong Earthquake. Rotom Wash, of course, the levitating partner, not going to care about that Earthquake at all, and maybe do a bit of damage to this Ferrothorn, knock out that Tyranitar possibly. There
it is, the big Earthquake. This is going to be huge, doing a lot of damage to that Tyranitar. It's going to go down to 0, and huge on that Ferrothorn, almost down to 50% HP. Nice. The Hydro Pump as well, doubling up. Ferrothorn able to hold on, 66 still in the yellow. Hits back with the Power Whip onto that Rotom. Is it going to be enough? Finishes off the Rotom. Huge play for Cory.
Big knockout. So right now it's Ferrothorn and Garchomp out on the field lonely, and Talonflame, I don't mind that.
Talonflame, yeah, great choice. Going to really threaten that Ferrothorn there. And Manectric comes back, but the double Intimidate on both physical attacking Pokemon.
Yeah, huge Intimidate right now. Cory with that 3-2 lead. Manectric going to be able to threaten that Garchomp with that Ice-type Pin Power that we saw earlier. And of course, Garchomp and Talonflame being weakened by that Intimidate is going to hurt so much.
All right, we see the Protect on Manectric there. Ferrothorn protects as well, so no damage to Cory's Pokemon this turn. Maybe get a little Scout off, sees the Brave Bird onto Ferrothorn, and Garchomp goes with the Earthquake there, so maybe getting a little idea of what Miranda might be thinking.
Yeah, going to be interested to see exactly how much damage this possible Ice-type Hidden Power from Manectric goes onto Garchomp. It all depends on how Manectric is actually trained, and will Manectric be able to knock out this Garchomp? How is this Garchomp trained? Will it be able to survive this Ice-type Hidden Power?
All right, we do see Talonflame going Brave Bird again. Who's it going to be on? The Manectric. Oh, down to 85 hit points there. Talonflame takes a little damage from the recoil. Manectric Volt switching though, decides to not use the Ice-type Hidden Power, and it hits huge damage on the Talonflame. It's going to faint and go back to Miranda. Cory taking the commanding lead right now. But what are we going to see from Garchomp?
Going to be interesting to see what Cory actually decides to send in. That Manectric right now in the back, going to be able to threaten that Garchomp later on.
Yeah, that is going to be huge. All right, the Earthquake might get rid of Ferrothorn this turn, but I think Gallade's going to hold on. No, Ferrothorn as well. Staying in there because that Intimidate. A big Power Whip right into Garchomp. Rough Skin, Rocky Helmet damage, though, potentially coming in.
And the Rocky Helmet gets that knockout on the Ferrothorn.
There it is.
So right now it's going to be Manectric and Gallade coming out to face off against this Garchomp. And
But
Manectric
another
right now,
Intimidate.
right, but at the same time, Manectric right now, that Garchomp is probably in range for the Ice-type Hidden Power, and Cory might just be a few buttons away from becoming the U.S. National Champion.
This could be it, guys. Pokemon fans, all over the U.S., this could be your national champion play right here. We see the Ice-type Hidden Power right into that Garchomp. It's enough to finish the game. Cory Connor, your U.S. national champion. And congratulations to Miranda, giving him his only loss.
Right, of course, Miranda does get to be, she is the runner-up. That's still a huge accomplishment for Miranda. And, of course, both these players, we're probably going to see them at the Pokemon Video Game World Championships. Miranda fighting so valiantly, giving Cory his only loss of the entire tournament, which is huge. I believe he went 15-1.
Yeah, I believe